I come, I am Jesus. There is a great hunger for love in your world. Humanity cries out for this. Those cries are loud, deafening at times. As we come close to the earth plane, so we are aware of the deep needs that exist in the human condition and all who dwell upon this earth. This resounding cry continues to haunt God. God is aware as He is aware of all things. Yet, He cannot contradict His laws. Humanity must choose for themselves what they desire to receive and wish to express. The law of free will dictates that humanity cannot find the interventions and shifts that they desire to receive without conforming to the laws of God's creation. It is a fantasy to believe that change may happen in an instant without the great desire within the individual, the depth of faith within their souls that may bring about these changes. It is not that change is unable to come instantaneously. Rather, it is that there are so many obstructions to the changes of which I speak and ascribe to, are not able to come readily. Thus, humanity must undergo the tests, trials and tribulations of a world shifting under their feet, a world that will bring great confusion and disorder. Humanity will continue to blame God for their fate, that they somehow believe that God is manipulating and ensuring that their lives and the outcomes of their lives are the result of God's intentions and efforts on their behalf. They cannot see that they are the masters of their fate, that they continue to choose those things that are out of harmony with God's plan and laws governing this earth. When there are difficulties, grief, and pain within the individual's life, there is a tendency to blame God or to blame life itself as an unjust and unfair experience, where the innocent are lost to the darkness, and that those who are controlling many aspects of human life continue to flourish in the material sense. This engenders a sense of great injustice and great imbalance. Indeed, this is understandable, that life truly is unpredictable, difficult, challenging, and brings much pain to many of the individuals who live upon this earth. The great blessing is that life upon this earth is short. Although, to some it may seem long and arduous. In truth, compared to the flow of life that comes to each individual as they pass into spirit, this experience upon the material plane is short indeed. Many find themselves at a loss to bring and cultivate true meaning within their consciousness. Rather, they walk day by day in a world full of distractions, demands and material experiences which at times gratifies and at other times brings great pain. Many believe that they must endure and cannot control what comes into their lives. Others believe that with mastery of the mind, they may control and ensure the outcomes that they so desire in their life. Some hide away, their life filled with mundane routines, which comfort them, but in many respects are meaningless outside of the need to survive physically in your world. How sad it is for us of the celestial kingdom to see how a life is wasted, is unfulfilled and lacks depth and meaning. Yet, so many are entrapped within this cycle of superficial existence, of desire for the material, and desire for that which brings safety and gratification, and not much more than this. Yet, this is the world you live in, beloveds. This is the world that continues to foster such a superficial perspective and experience of life. To live in such a world for those of you who seek something greater and deeper in your lives is a difficult thing. You see about you a very different perspective than what you carry. You see about you those who are well-intended, who have in their minds a form of control, an expression of flow and routine in life that is socially acceptable and socially approved of. Yet, within every one of these souls, there is a deep cry for love, a deep sense of lack, and that the world in reality is unfulfilling, not only to the soul but the mind. It is understandable that many seek great distraction and gratification in order to dull the pain of the soul. Few break beyond this encapsulated view of the world, seeking to break this shell and to enter into a world full of vulnerability yet seeking something more. These are the souls that we come close to in our ministrations to humanity. These are the souls who give us hope. These are the souls that God wishes to bring the opportunity to truly know that they are loved, that there is a way to know this and to be within it. You, in your own way, assist God in this endeavor. You will continue to do so in ever greater measure as the changes to the world intensify and break the patterns of thought and deed ever so prevalent in your world. All will feel vulnerable in this condition of uncertainty and chaos. Many will try to hide from this, to deny it, to be in great fear but immovable in their own sense of inaction and fear of the results of their actions. Yet, many will come to God. Many will seek the assistance of one another. Many will get a glimpse of their own souls crying out. Many will take action in response to this revelation. In turn, God will respond in love. God will come to each individual bringing peace and love so that they may have some sense of healing and come to reprise their own understanding of life through the soul and the perceptions of the soul. These things have always been within, yet they are dormant and not nurtured as the mind is dominant and continues in its patterns and the reinforcement of those patterns reflecting the conditions of the earth. The soul will find a way to truth. This is part of God's plan for the salvation of humanity. All that which is coming in your world is part of the unfolding of deeper consciousness within humanity. Truth has been offered to humanity since the beginning, and yet, the vast majority of individuals upon your world insist upon self-empowerment and removing themselves from a true connection and relationship with their Creator. I have spoken of this many times, how the mind continues to control and ensure that it is in control of one's consciousness. There is a deep fear within each mind that it may lose its control and that much of what is empowering the mind may be lost. As many discover a new form of consciousness, that of the soul, a great vulnerability will be prevalent in your world as part of its transition. Great fear, great distress, great unknowing, these conditions will come to the fore, as humanity loses its grip upon controlling their environment, controlling this world of yours. The intensity of this fear and outrage will be great as the disillusionment of humanity comes about by the upheavals and great storms that will come to your world, not just that of the material, but of the spiritual, for God is bringing energies upon this world that will engender great discomfort and confusion within the consciousness of humanity as it endeavors to right itself in a world that is, and will be, so disrupted. The consciousness of humanity will be in turmoil, but not because God wishes for this to be so, but because humanity will resist the great intention of God to bring greater truth and greater insight into the souls of humanity. Some will be receptive and receive readily these blessings and come to a deep and great change, a revelation of consciousness within them. But the majority will resist, for if there is one condition that is prevalent in humanity, it is that of fear. A fear of vulnerability, a fear of loss of control, a fear of not knowing. There are so many fears within the consciousness of humanity. So much controls your behavior. That control is centered within the mind. To venture forth into unknown territory, to find yourselves in places of inner consciousness without a graduated awakening of which many of you who are upon the divine path experience, will bring great distress. These unknown lands, so unfamiliar, so disorienting, will be greatly challenging to many. For some, it will be a great adventure, a great blessing, because they will have prepared themselves and their lives will be, in essence, a preparation for it. These are the ones who will be the bringers of light, God's instruments on the earth plane, for they will be guided. They will be nurtured in love. Whether they choose the path of the natural man or that of the divine path, together you will form an alliance and will support and uphold one another in this endeavor to bring stability back to the consciousness of humanity. Yes, you will be greatly challenged, beloved souls. Yes, the world will be in great resistance and chaos, but you will have the support of the angels, of your stellar friends, of the bright spirits of the spirit world by your side, and God's hand will rest upon you all. You will be upheld by God. You will know your true purpose. You will come to see the fulfillment of God's will, through you and within you. Much will come and manifest as you walk the earth in ways that you have not imagined, in powerful expressions that I know many of you long for. They will come and bring to many great comfort, revelations of light, of truth, opening the doorway to truth, an illumination of the consciousness of many. Change is never easy. I challenged the spiritual and religious order of my land with my voice, my presence, and that which manifested through me. I paid the price for this. Indeed, the fear and resistance of those around me conspired to bring about my demise. The dark spirits gathered around me and influenced many so that this deed may be accomplished. It is not that God wished for me to have my life ended at this time, in my prime and with the momentum of my ministry full and reaching many souls. Yet, the will of man is strong, and the will of man ensured that the revelations of truth and love through me was stopped. Indeed, there is this element of darkness in the world. We endeavor to protect you from this, beloved souls. We endeavor to bring light around you at all times. So, we will endeavor to ensure that the light is strong with those who are receptive to it. As chaos reigns in the world, you cannot bring fear into your consciousness, beloved souls. You must remain in light, holding the power of faith within you and seeking and endeavoring to be God's instruments with each day, no matter what that day may bring. You must uphold the truth and be in alignment with God, seeking His love to flow into your soul, seeking to grow in this love, to abide in this love. If you are fully dedicated to this and that dedication continues to grow, then you will truly be a light for God and His instruments, not only now but in the future. That light will grow as you grow in love. The truth of His love will be the shield that you carry into the world that is of darkness. The power of this love will countermand any efforts by those in darkness to curtail your light. The manifestations of God through you will be great. You will find yourselves speaking to many when the time is right and you push forward in your mission and your ministry of truth. You will be upheld by many upon the earth plane. You will draw many to you. But if you carry fear in your hearts, fear of your own safety, fear of fulfilling your destinies, fear of the truth, you open the door to negativity from the dark spirits, who will reinforce these thoughts. You cannot nurture fear in your hearts and minds, beloved souls. Though you are human and these conditions exist, they are being released, and great courage, strength and persistence come in their stead. Beloved souls, each must pluck up their courage and stand for light. In a world so full of fear, in a world that will become chaotic, you will be a strength, the rock, the anchor for many. You must continue to grow faith within yourself, the faith that comes with your alignment with God, the faith that comes with every prayer, the faith that is there as a result of the gift of His love within you. This is your strength, beloveds. With this, comes the flow of love, the receptivity to God's will, the knowings of your heart and soul that will guide you through the conditions of your world. You will know revelations, beloveds. You will be given all that you require to walk in the world as God's instruments. As you continue to pray and grow in God's love, experiencing the transformation of your soul and its awakening, so your faith will grow, so the strength will become evident, and you will walk in the world in such a way that others will feel and recognize the power of love that you bring with your being. Much will be given, beloved souls. Much is being given. We continue to communicate to each of you, if it be through this instrument or within your hearts, minds and souls. We are there. We are close. We wish to continue to bring to you that which you require to understand the next steps upon your journey of life. We cannot insist or force anything upon you. Whether it be a poor individual, who lacks a sense of themselves and feels unloved and souls cry out, or whether it be you who walk upon the divine path and know the truth and know that they are loved and continue grow within, we cannot force you to do that which brings greater light, love, wisdom, and truth within. But we, as well as you, can bring the truth and speak the truth and live the truth so that others can see by your example, and others may know and feel the love that you carry, the light that you are. These things come with faith. They come with an understanding and experience of a soul touched by God's love, a soul open and receptive to God, and the mind that is at peace and does not bring forth the fear and the worries and the doubts that are so much a part of the human condition. You are given great opportunities, beloved souls. Every soul upon the earth will be given opportunity to come to know God, to come to know their own soul, and who they are as a being, a creation of God. These things come with the intense pressure that will be manifest with changes in the earth, changes in the environment, the very nature of the environment in which you live. Down to the molecular structure of the earth, there will be changes. So all will change, beloveds. For those of you who are in harmony with this change, it will be a welcome relief from the difficulties of a life lived in the human condition. But for most, it will be a great challenge, bringing great fear, uncertainty, and remorse. This is the world as humanity has created it, and it is becoming the world as God intends for it to be. This transition will be a revelation to many and a great disappointment to some. But truly, those who are in alignment with God, who carry themselves in faith and wish to be a channel of love, truth, and light, will know a great joy in this time, great change. So, you will find yourselves somewhat detached from the events of the world. You will find yourselves more in alignment with God. Your minds will acquiesce and allow the integration that must come between the mind and the soul. It is inevitable. Whether this happens while you are upon the earthly plane or while you are in spirit, it will come. Have faith in this, beloved brothers and sisters, have faith. May His love continue to be the power and impetus, the strength and the truth that you carry within your souls. May this truth be manifest through all of you, every part of you, and be the motivation of a life lived upon this earthly plane. May your alignment with God increase daily, and your understanding of your own soul and your own soul's relationship with God continue to awaken with each day, and may you know that we are close, that God's hand surely rest upon each of you. Those who walk in truth and love will be the harbingers of healing and peace upon the earth. You are blessed, beloveds, truly blessed. May you act accordingly. Conduct yourselves with truth and peace and loving intent. Put aside those things which vex you, those things of the mind that continue to bedevil you. Put these aside. Walk in the world in faith. Truly be God's instruments, clear and beautiful, great lights, great love, and you will know the joy of being God's children, truly, being His servants, clearly and abundantly. May God bless you. May God bless you, beloved souls, and know that I love you. I am Jesus and I am with you. God bless you, beloved souls. never to leave, always to be by your side. In my heart, you are my brothers and sisters. We are my family, the family of God. As His love pours upon us, so we are together in this truth. God bless you.